I'm Billy Harris. You're hanging with Harris. It's my pleasure to stand next to my very good friend, the one and only Nancy Silverton. Nancy, how are you?
Great. And I had to tell you, it's a pleasure to hang with you.
It's a pleasure for everyone to hang with me, but it's my pleasure to hang with you. You are the queen of the dough.
A lot of times, people try to look at a yeasted product, which dough is, right? It's got yeast in it. It grows. It's alive. They try to categorize it or pigeonhole it and say, well, this is a recipe for a pizza dough, this is a recipe for a donut, this is a recipe for a bread loaf. But really, they're all doughs, and with a little tinkering, you can turn a donut into a pizza crust.
Amazing. And it really is alive. For people that don't know anything about making dough, it's a live, living thing.
Feel this.
All right, I'm going to feel it.
Right?
It's
but you can see that it's bubbly.
It is bubbly.
Besides it being sticky, can you see that it's alive, that it's growing?
Alive. Right? It is growing.
It's not it doesn't feel like the mixture that you used when you made your salt and flour maps.
No, it's totally different.
Right. It's alive. It's bubbly.
It's alive. It's bubbly. It's wet. We want to get a nice shot of that, and it's on my fingers as well too. I like it.
This is a sponge, and what is in my sponge is flour. A part of the flour that goes in the recipe. The rest of the flour is here. It has a little wheat germ. It has a little dark rye flour to give it kind of a dirty texture as opposed to a chalky white texture.
Okay.
And it has water. What this does, it's sort of a bread maker's trick or a bread maker's technique that they have developed, not me, over the years to add more strength to a dough and more flavor and more structural characteristics. Okay?
I'm just amazed really how wet that is right now, but I guess we're
but we are going to turn it into dough.
We're going to tweak it a little bit.
We're going to tweak it. So I'm going to start with
some accoutrements
my water.
Okay.
I'm going to add a little honey.
I was going to say, is that honey in the glass? And you just answer my questions.
Yeah.
All right, so right now it's just water and the honey with the very wet
sponge.
Very wet sponge.
I'm going to add the rest of my flour. When you do make this pizza at home and you have your freestanding mixer, use the dough hook as opposed to the whisk.
Yeah, because otherwise it's all going to get caught up in there.
See, you do know something.
Yeah. Tip number 1 of the day, use the dough hook.
Okay. Tip number 2.
Okay.
When you have a bowl with this much flour, don't turn it on high.
Yes, that would be a good tip. So.
Okay. Now let's see.
Otherwise my pompadour will be nice and low. Now this should be the low setting.
Just to incorporate the flour, and then we're going to turn it up, and you're going to have to, well, I've got to watch too. Once that flour is incorporated, we're going to turn it up to a medium high and let it go 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, 2 minutes.
All right.
And I'm going to add the salt.
Got it.
Now, we talked about a little bit of a baker's trick to use a sponge and incorporate that into the dough to give it more flavor.
Sure.
Right? Another little baker's secret is to get your dough mixing and not adding the salt at the very beginning, but waiting a couple minutes and then adding it. You always hold the salt back a couple minutes.
Because it's a suppressor.
Yes, it's a suppressor of allowing the yeast to rise. Now, I don't have so much salt that it's going to be too salty and completely kill it. I have enough only to flavor it, but that amount will also sort of, it becomes the yeast check. And now this is going to go medium high, okay, for about 6 to 8 minutes until it starts to clean the bowl.
It's going to start to pull itself off the side of the bowl, right?
Okay. See how it's starting to clean the sides of the bowl?
Right.
We're ready.
And we're ready. Great.
And now, flash forward. It's been sitting here for 45 minutes.
Okay. Can I give that a go?
Sure.
I got to give it.
Excellent. And we are going to turn this dough out of the bowl, and I'm going to give it
it's still pretty wet, though, right?
Still, right. But by folding it, redistributing the yeast, giving the dough more strength, I'm going to put it back in the bowl.
Let's go back in the
and
bowl.
letting it continue to rise for 45 more minutes. At the end of the 45 minutes, it's going to be much more manageable.
Look how much love this dough is getting here, right? All this work.
It's getting a lot of love.
And is it literally, we're just doing that kind of fold? Just boom?
Like that.
Just
like
in quarters. Top, bottom, left, right, a little more, and that's
back
that.
Into the bowl. Okay. Cover it with plastic.
Okay.
And let it rise for another 45 minutes.
Right, so this is a long process right now to get that perfect pizza.
It's a long process, but what's great about...
But it's worth it.
No, it's worth it, but what's great about bread making, what's great about any time you're making anything with dough, there's so much downtime. 45 minutes.
So in between you can go roast a lamb shank or whatever you want to do.
Go roast a lamb shank, make the beds.
Sure.
Feed the dog.
Clean the house. Okay, so it's been 45 minutes.
It's been 45 minutes.
Voila.
Now, touch the
Can
dough.
I touch it?
Touch it. Where's
So it's not as sticky. It's the stickiness. Is there a technical term or the stickiness?
Stickiness.
Stickiness is not there.
Right.
It's kind of fluffy.
Turn the dough out.
Yep.
Rather gently. Okay.
Yeah. Now this obviously isn't one pizza, like you said. Will be one very big pizza, but we can use this for multiple pizzas.
Yes, and this batch of dough will make
Right.
6.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, in the restaurant, or when we make
Yeah.
200 pounds, etc.,
Yeah.
we need to scale out or
Right.
weigh out each ball so that it's. But because I know this makes 6, we're just gonna divide it down
Cut
in
it
the
in half
middle.
and then 3 on each side, which is great. When did you start?
I started as a pastry chef before I
Right.
became interested in bread baking, and I became interested in bread baking really to support the restaurant that I was planning to open, Campanile, to ensure that we had good bread there. And so I was sort of self-taught. So I want to show you how to round it.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't get discouraged.
I won't.
Okay. Pick your dough up.
Dough is up.
Okay. Smooth side out. Right.
Okay.
Fingers underneath.
Fingers underneath.
No, your hands underneath.
My hands underneath.
Fingers.
Ah, fingers. Hang
Just
on.
like this, gentle. Yeah.
fingers.
Because what we're going to do is turn it upside down.
Okay.
And you're going to start tucking all the dough into the
Tucking.
center. Do you see
Side,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, and it just
Yeah.
keeping it round.
We're just
okay?
loving the dough.
Kind of like a diaper, right?
Yes, kind of like a diaper. Now, is
Okay,
this
then
is
bring
this,
it back.
is this kneading or this
No,
is
we're
turning
shaping.
the corners?
This is shaping. We
not
needed
kneading.
it. We need it in the machine.
Got it.
Okay. And now what we need.
Now, did you
is
turn
to
this over at
form
all?
I did. Form it into a tight ball,
Okay.
and then these rise.
Nancy, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Fingers underneath.
Fingers.
Not hand.
I know fingers. There's
Okay.
fingers.
Turn it
Over, turn
and-
it, over.
Now stick everything in.
In.
Everything goes into the center.
Everything goes into the center.
Just
You've
your
done this
fingertip-
before? I know.
Just your fingertips. Now you're going to turn it over.
Okay.
And what you're doing is you're sliding it
See, look at
across
all
the
that.
surface, right? And you're creating a skin. And what you're really doing is making it much easier for Matt to come
Right.
in and turn it into a pizza.
And we're going to take this and turn this right into.
If you just gave him this,
Right. My one crappy one over there. Right. That's not going to work. But these.
no, because they have to sit and rise again.
All right, now we have 6 perfect pizza doughs. So, Nancy, we're going to say goodbye to you. And we're going to bring in Matt Molina, who's going to show us how to make 6 fabulous pizzas. So, thanks for hanging with Harris.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. See you soon.